Hello everyone, welcome to Malik 034 channel. This is Malik Arjun. Today I'm going to explain about Oracle RAC clusterware startup sequence. Most of the DBAs used to say that to understand this clusterware startup sequence is somewhat tricky, and we are not able to get hold of that. The reason behind that is clusterware services are not one or two. It has a bunch of services, one bunch of daemons, and all the services will start in a sequential phase wise, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. And in each phase bunch of resources or bunch of services will get started, and each services are interlinked and interdependent. We should understand which services will starting first and which services is going to start at last, and what are the hard dependent, what are the soft dependent. All you need to understand in detail, so that it will be easy to correlate how the cluster startup sequence happens. First of all, if you are new to my channel, I request you to go back to YouTube and search for Malik034, and then please do subscribe. And if you like my video, please share, like, and comment. I already uploaded the rack internal future series and also some of the advanced rack concept future series in my YouTube channel. If somebody has missed, I request them to go back to my channel, and then please do watch. Getting started with the today's session. Yeah, looking at my first screen itself, everyone will be wondered, like, the first question itself I mentioned the interview questions. That is true, because, most of the interviews, whenever you are giving interview for any of the organization, the first and foremost question is, they will ask you to brief me about clusterware startup sequence, which order it is going to start. That is a common question. After this, if you watch this session, you will be going to answer for that question. And along with that, some of the tricky questions are, usually they will ask, or like, OHST process to start, what it will look, CRST process to start, what it will look, CSSD process to start, what it will look, GPNP process to start, what it will look. These are the some of tricky question you will not be able to answer if you understand this cluster startup sequence and dependencies in details. So don't look for this answer. I'm going to come back after my session, and then I will explain what is these answers. And I'm going ahead with right now. Okay, if you see the screen, this particular screen will talk about my entire clusterware startup sequence and dependent services. This concept came starting with a 11G release 2 and onwards, whatever, like a 12C, 13C, or 19C, or 20C, whatever release, you are going to have a same startup sequence. There is no change in that. There might be some extra services might be get added, but the cluster startup sequence is going to be same. And having said that, the main and initial process which is going to start is OHST, Oracle High Availability Service daemon. This daemon starts, and it spans four more processes in level 1 or phase 1. What are those four services? CSSD agent, Ora root agent, and Ora agent, CSSD monitor. These four services will be spanned by this OHSD. And internally, this Ora root agent and Ora agent are going to start few more services in level 2 or phase 2. Ora root agent is going to start CRSD service, CTSSD service, Diskmon service, and ACFS drivers. And coming to Ora agent is going to start Oracle ASM instance, Oracle ASM services, GIPCD services, GPNPD services, EVMD services, MDNSD services. These are the services started with the Ora agent. This Ora agent owned by my grid owner, and this Ora root agent owned by root owner. And then in phase 3 or level 3, this CRST process is going to span two more services, that is Ora root agent and Ora agent. And don't get confused with this Ora root agent and Ora agent, and this Ora root agent and Ora agent. This Ora root agent and Ora agent, these agents are spanned by OHSD, and in level 3 these agents are spanned by my CRSD. And then these two agents, Ora root agent and Ora agent, are going to start a bunch of services at level 4. Ora root agent is going to start GNS, ACFS registry, Scan VIP, GNS VIP, Node VIP, and network. And coming to this Ora agent is going to start bunch of services: Oracle ASM instance, ONS, Oracle Notification Service, EONS, GSD, listener, scan listener, service, and DB instances and disk groups. So basically, this cluster-based startup sequence will happen in 4 phases. Phase 1, all the services are spanned by OHSD, and phase 2, all the services are spanned by root agent and Vora root agent, and in phase 3, these agents are spanned by CRSD, and in phase 4, all these services are spanned by Vora root agent and Vora agent. I hope it is pretty clear. Like I'm going to explain once again. Going to the next slide. Uh, Basically, there's a init tab. Init tab is the Linux init process. All the init process will be defined in that. Whenever the server reboots, first it will read that init file and then start all the services, all the processes defined in that. So inside my init tab, I'll be defined with my init ohsd.run with the respan. Whenever server reboots, with the help of this init tab, my init.ohsd process will be started, right? In short summary of my cluster startup sequence, what happens? Init.ohsd with the respan, which in turn start my OHSD process. Now you should answer like how this OHSD process starts and what is the dependency. My init tab. Init tab, I am defining init.ohsd service, and that is going to script is going to start my OHSD service, right? So whatever I defined here, etc init.ohsd run, this script is going to start my OHSD, Oracle High Availability Service daemon. And then once this OHSD daemon starts, it is going to span 4 services, 4 processes. What are those 4 processes? CSSD agent, Vora root agent, Vora agent, and CSSD monitor. If I go back, my OHSD is responsible for starting all these 4 resources. Okay, so next, out of these 4 resources, this Vora root agent and Vora agent is again spanning few more services in level 2. Coming to this root agent is going to start CRSD, CTSSD, Diskmon, and ACFS. If I go back to my slide, this Vora root agent is going to start CRSD, CTSSD, Diskmon, and ACFS, right? And then coming to Vora agent is going to start MDNSD, GIPCD, GPNPD, EVMD, and ASM. If I go back again, this is the process. Vora agent is going to start all these services: Oracle ASM, GIPCD, GPNPD, EVMD, and MDNSD. So then CRSD process in level 3 is going to start 2 more agent, that is Vora root agent and Vora agent. And then this Vora root agent and Vora agent are going to start few more services in level 4. In level 4, CRSD, Vora root agent, and CRSD root agent. CRSD root agent is going to start network resource, scan VIPs, node VIPs, ACFS registry, and GNS VIPs. And Vora agent process is going to start my ASM resources, all ASM instances, disk groups, DB resources, all DB instances, scan listeners and listeners, services, ONS, EONS, GSD, and GNS. And if I go back again to my slide, phase 1, all these 4 resources are spanned by OHSD. OHSD will start all this CSSD agent, Vora root agent, and Vora agent, and CSSD monitor. And these 2 agents are spanned by OHSD, and these 2 agents are going to start bunch of resources in level 2. And out of one CRSD service is going to start again 2 more agents in phase 3. And then these 2 agents are responsible for spanning rest of the services in my level 4, right? So this is a quite explanation for all the startup sequence. I hope everything is clear here. Like this OHSD to start, it will look for that init tab, and then that init OHSD dot, like init.ohsd, that script is main. And then this CSSD is to start, and it again depends. And then CRSD to start, it again depends. So that dependency I'm going to cover now. So now if I quickly check for my crctl stat resource -t -init, and this is how it is going to be. All my ASM resource and CRF, CRSD, CSSD, CSSD monitor, CTSSD, DiskMon, SFS driver, and EVMD, GIPCD, GPNPD, MDNSD, and storage. All of these services are getting started. And then if I go back to my first slide where the common questions in all the interview they are going to ask. First question, now by this time you will be able to answer what is my cluster based startup sequence. It will start in a 4 sequence. OHSD will start and it will start 4 services, and then out of that 4 services, Vora root agent and Vora agent is going to start a bunch of services in phase 2, and in out of phase 2 the one CRSD process is going to start 2 more Vora agents, and those 2 Vora agents are going to span and rest all other services in phase 3 or phase 4. So this is my cluster based startup sequence. So you just have a look on that particular slide, you will understand it. And then coming to the main questions, OHSD process to start, what it will look, CSSD to start, what it will look, CRSD to start, what it will look, GPNP to start, what it will look. So if you refer my future series or Oracle RAC internal future series, I already explained about in detail about all the processes, all the services, voting disk, OCR, OLR. So if you go back and refer those videos, you will understand more about those processes and services. And now to answer these questions, OHSD we already discussed. OHSD to start, it depends upon my init tab, because init tab I have defined my init.ohsd file. If I don't have this init.ohsd file, my OHSD daemon will not start and rest other cluster resource will not start, because this is the rest other services are hard dependent on my OHSD resource, OHSD daemon. And then this is one dependent. And then inside this init.ohsd, I will be defining OHSD process, and then it will read this init.ohsd internally calls etc rc.local init.ohsd. This Oracle high availability service daemon will get start here, and then this particular service is get starts, and then it will look for grid home ohsd.bin, and then this service, this daemon is getting started. Once it is able to find out init.ohsd and init.t under that ohsd, and then if these two files are these files are able to locate, automatically my OHSD daemon under grid home location, it is getting started. And then this is a startup sequence for this particular OHSD. And then this OHSD process to start internally, it again depends upon the OLR. OLR is the main, and if the OLR is not able to find out in that node, or OLR is corrupted or OLR is deleted by somebody, this OHSD process will not start. You have to restore your OLR, and then only your OHSD process will start. And along with that, this OHSD process again depends upon the OCR, but that is later part. But initially to daemon to start, OLR is the main thing. And where you find the log for this one, you will find under grid home log hostname and ohsd.log. This is what the log location, and OHSD will start only if it finds this init.script defined properly and it is able to locate my OLR. So the answer for this question is OHSD will depends upon my OLR and OCR and then my init.ohsd process. Once these all three are under init.d OHSD, all these scripts are able properly set and OHSD is able to locate, then it will start my OHSD daemon, which is under grid home ohsd.bin. This is the answer for this question. And CSSD to start, what it will look, CSSD to start, it is depend upon my main thing, that is voting disk. If voting disks are not available, or voting disks are dropped, or voting disks are corrupted, my CSSD process will not start. And other dependent on this OSSD is dependent on GPNP profile, because GPNP profile contain my voting disk information. This CSSD will read GPNP profile, and then it will find out my voting disk, and then it will locate my voting disk, and it will read my voting disk, and this process will get start. And coming to the third question, CRSD to start, what it will look, CRSD to start, it will look for my OCR. This is the main thing. So OCR, CRSD is the main last service. It's getting started, and this service to start and join all the cluster nodes. Synchronize all the cluster nodes, and start all the services on that cluster. It will first read my OCR. If this OCR again will be find out using this GPNP profile. Again, this CRSD process will look for this GPNP profile, and then it will find out what is my OCR location, and then it will read that OCR, and then it will start all the cluster services or all the cluster resources. If it is OCR is corrupted and not able to find this OCR and not able to find this GPNP profile, this CRSD will never start. And then coming to last question, GPNP process to start, what it will look. GPNP is a hard dependent on my name resolution. If the name resolution, either you are using a GNS or DNS, if the name resolution is not properly set or it's corrupted and it's not working, then your GPNPD profile will not start. GPNPD daemon will not start. So this is what the answer for these questions, and these are the main or important questions whenever you give interview for the RAC. These are the common questions they will ask. Okay, so I hope that that's pretty much for the today's session, and my next session is going to be an cluster with CRS-ETL and server control utilities, service ETL. So stay tuned, and I'll be launching my next session shortly. And if you have any queries or concerns, then please do comment on my YouTube channel. I will respond back to you guys. Thank you.